Yo, what is going on, guys? It is your boy Jorel, and I started my first day of work. Actually, it is January 9th, 2025, and this is like some home insurance inspection thing. They basically need you to go to the house and check the exterior of the house. I bought some Tims. And yeah, I already wasted a day's worth of wages basically on those Tims. So yeah, in a month or two, I'll be like completely, what am I saying? Break even. A month or two in working, I calculated it. So yeah, I just wanted to update you guys. This is me flexing my ID and my work vest for some reason. Damn, I look weird today, man. I don't like it. I look weird for some reason. Okay, peace. I'm just going around properties and inspecting it. That's what my job is, and it sucks ass, so yeah. Bye. So it's another day of work, and look at this. They're making me inspect a vacant Rite Aid, which I think is pretty badass. I haven't done a huge commercial thing like this yet before, but apparently it's abandoned, and the client wants me to scope it out, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, this is my first one of these, so yeah. Yo, what is going on, guys? It is your boy Jorel here, at work, and it's my 6th day of work, and I think I'm already done. And I could do a rant video, but you guys probably already know it all. But sorry. Oh, okay. All right. I just read a text, but I don't know if it's because I got high last night or something, or I don't know what the reason is, but I just feel like that's it for me for this job. I can start at the beginning, because right now I'm not even clocked out yet, but I've already decided. So let me make a timeline for you guys. So, the videos already exist, but let me make a timeline. So I quit my last job. Not my last job. I started becoming depressed in July, August, and my last job was a job that my mom landed me kind of, and I stopped that in September. So I've been out of a job from September to December until I landed on this job, and it seemed like a good job. They kept emphasizing how easy it was, so I thought it was easy. I applied, and it took them 3 entire weeks to get back to me. So at this point, it's December, and they got back to me, and they tell me that they need me to sign 8 forms. So I don't even know if I can quit, but I'll read it, and I'll make sure I can, because so I sign all these forms, and I talked to this guy on Zoom, and they need me to send a drug test in, and they need to do a background check, and that took over a week to do. So it's already been a month from the time I sent my application to me being my screening being finished. So that's already bullshit. So then after that, I wait, and they tell me once I have my email set up, they can start assigning online work, digital work. So they do that, and I do that. I do the work at home, and then I submit all my work, and then I text my boss, "Yo boss, I'm done, what's up?" And no reply for a week. And I sent 3 messages saying, I'm ready, what's going on? I need you to talk to me. And then he finally talks about it, and he we get that sorted out. He sets me up for a ride along, like orientation training type of thing. So I meet this lady, and it was snowing. There was over like a foot, almost 2 feet of snow on this day, so that already pissed me off. I was fucking cold, and I love outdoor stuff. Like, obviously I'd love it compared to like a retail environment, since I've already had fucking technically almost 5 retail jobs at this point. So it's like being outdoors, driving. I love driving. I'm good with it, and I do love driving. I've been driving, and I love the driving part of it. But I'll get to the part I hate. So I just learned the stuff, and the lady's really nice, and we end the day like good, like that's it, good. And I was happy. Then at this point, they make me drive over an hour, almost 2 hours, to get to my next training manager guy, which was in Delaware. We almost hit Maryland. We went almost from Maryland to Philly, which is like a ridiculous span for like only a training day. And he wasn't even my actual boss. He was just a boss that I just shadowed. And it was like a 14, like literally a 14-hour shift on a training day. So it's a 14-hour shift on a training day, because I started getting there at 6, and I got home past 8, so I consider it a 14-hour shift, but really it was just like maybe an 11-hour shift. So it was good. I asked a lot of questions. It was cool. The amount of tolls at this point was like a shit ton, but I didn't really care, you know. So that happens. Then I asked the guy, like, hey, what happens now, since my main boss only told me that I'd be training with you and the lady I was with the other day. And he's like, I don't know. Like, he said, I don't know, to a lot of questions. He was really nice. He was a really nice guy. He was like 30, but he kept saying, I don't know, to these questions. So I go home, and then I check my email. I check all my company stuff, and it says like assigned orders for tomorrow. So I'm like, oh, they already expect me to do this shit alone, which I was kind of comfortable, but I didn't know the ins and outs of the jobs. So I didn't know if I was comfortable or not. So I figured it out on my own on how to download the orders and get them on my phone, so I can have, like, type it in the GPS, like which specific houses I don't need to go to. And if you don't know my title, I'm a field inspector slash insurance surveyor. So I basically just go to homes and look at the exterior and take photos and talk to the homeowners regarding their homeowners insurance, and that helps. There's like an entire process in which I send my information to the underwriters, but like whatever, that's like irrelevant. So I make my rounds. I start going to these houses. Like, I'm fine. It seems like I'm fine. I already have to make phone calls in order to set up interior inspections and like commercial inspections, which already, like, it's day 1 and they fucking flooded me with this. And no text at all from my boss. None at all. So he just expects me to be ready. He didn't ask me if I'm ready. And he didn't tell me, yo, you have to wake up at this time. He just expected me to get up at that time. And it's like, whatever. So I do the day, it's fine, and then I clock out. So that day was fine, right? We can move on to yesterday, where I had to wake up and buy this great fucking thing, which is a measuring wheel, which is absolute, like, this is like $40, because the cheap ones were like very like mechanical, and I don't know, I just felt like this would be an investment since it's a job. But he made me buy that on my own, out of pocket, because he lives in Pennsylvania. So if I was gonna do my order, I wouldn't fucking drive there and pick up if he has like a bulk order, so whatever. So I buy that, and then I make my rounds, and then it's like 20 like orders, but I always fall behind. Like the first day I made like 13, and yesterday I made 12. But the reason why I made 12 was because they had me do some bullshit. So I basically clicked on the order and I typed it in, and then I went to the place. This was a private property condominium on the shore. It was private property. It was like no trespassing, no soliciting, nothing. Like it was very like tightly shut, but there wasn't any gates or anything, but there's like so many signs saying like you cannot be here. But you know, I'm a contractor for the insurance company, which was like a local insurance agency that needed me to survey the area. So I go there, and the address for the place I'm supposed to be inspecting doesn't fucking exist. So I'm on my phone like Googling shit, like what the fuck am I meant to be doing? And I can't find an answer, but I do see a street sign saying that this is the street name. So I'm like, hold on, the order says that, but that's the street name. So do they want me to survey the entire fucking street with my little wheel here? And I'm like, I need clarification. So I call the number of the guy who sent the order, and he listened too, and none of them were his. Both of them told me, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, you got the wrong guy. So I'm like, okay, this order was sent in a couple weeks ago, so 2 of these numbers are already fucking wrong. I asked if they knew the guy, none of them did. So then at this point I call the actual insurance agency, and I'm like, yo, I'm at this address, I need clarification. And they're like, oh, you're not a buyer? And I'm like, no, I'm working for you guys. And they're like, okay, let me transfer you. And she transfers me, and it's another lady, and she's like, hello, how you doing, or whatever. And then it just goes in circles. So like, just imagine like a headache conversation. That's what it was, because she transferred me to another lady from a different division, and then she transferred me to the actual lady that's like, I know her name, like that's on the order. And then she says, yeah, they want all of it, right? Which is like bullshit. So I'm like, okay, that's all I need, bye. And then I just hang up, and I'm like, okay, I have like 10 orders left to do today, and they need me to measure the entire street, which is like not just the street, like a street that you're expecting. They mean like each fucking house's dimensions, the walls, one by one by one, and you're gonna have to like push the wheel against the wall, and then if there's like a staircase, you have to move it, and that's for every one of those houses, which it was 2 condos and 1 like another living area. So it doesn't seem bad, but these condos were fucking huge, and it was on the beach, so there was fucking sand, and there was also a foot of snow because no one fucking needs to walk there, so they didn't clear it. So basically, I was basically fucked, because I've never used a measuring wheel before, and I was never taught how to use a measuring wheel, and I've only looked at someone use a measuring wheel, but he made it so quick, and it was like whatever, and my boss didn't even like give me heads up or tips or whatever. And there wasn't even any training videos on how to use a measuring wheel, or what they were expecting with these rough sketches they needed me to make. So I start like pushing the wheel along the 2 feet of fucking snow and sand, and of course it doesn't fucking work, because like you need the ground to be flat in order to actually survey it, or you need like lasers, which they didn't provide me and they didn't make me buy. So at this point it's like I just try my best, because on top of that, it was 18 fucking degrees. I'll stop like cursing at this point, because it's like, sorry, like I realize I'm gonna be uploading this. So what was I saying? I do my best, and it was also 17 degrees that day, yesterday. So it was 17 degrees. I was pushing these things, and I also had a clipboard, which I need to write things, so I need my hand. So, and I need to press something on the bottom of the wheel to reset it. So like, I try to wear gloves, but I can't, because I need to do shit with my hands. So I'm like shivering at this point that I can't like draw a graph or like a diagram of the house. So I'm like, I just write down the numbers, and by the end, the dimensions are physically impossible to create like a building. So I'm like, God, I'm so fucked, but I'm so tired. I already spent an hour on it. Just move on, like an hour and a half on it, just go. It's whatever. And my job is actually a per piece job, which means the more work I get done, the more I get paid. So I do that, and in my mind I'm thinking like, God, this is one order. I'm probably gonna get paid like just one piece worth of this order, and it's like, it just pissed me off. So since I'm talking about it, I might as well still talk about it. Like I get paid monthly, and I don't get mileage reimbursements unless it's between certain houses, and I don't get paid for diagrams or notes I make at home, and I barely know my boss. I haven't even met him in person. I haven't met my like regional manager or anything like that. They left me in the dark for like so long before this, and like on top of all that bullshit, there's probably more that I'm not thinking of. But today, what broke the camel's back, I don't know if it's because I like got too fucked up last night, or if I have like too much anxiety, but I try to make my rounds, and like they assign me these huge places that aren't like even rich people places. They're just like huge houses with like 8 cars on them. So like I start feeling like a lot of anxiety, which like this is on me. Like this is a me issue. But I'd understand if it was just a me issue, but it's not, because I was texting my best friend last night about the route they're expecting me to make, and they assigned me like 35 houses within 6 hours, and there's a total of like over an hour drive. So they expect me to do these like 30 something houses in like less than 5 hours basically. So they're expecting me to do like 7 houses per hour, which is just fucking impossible. Especially with these huge mansions they were trying to make me do today. So I've got like 15 done today, and that's all. And it's already 2 o'clock at this point after this rant video. So that's it for me. I just fucking quit. And it's on me, which like pisses me off, but it's not really on me, since my boss and I have only had like 5 texts total after all these assignments. In total, there's been like almost 100 assignments total. Yeah, total, if you include the training too. Over 100 assignments, and we've only texted a bit, and he knows nothing about me. I had to buy this vest, and I had to buy the wheel. I had to buy Timberland boots because it's fucking snowing, and I've never worn boots before, and I bought these boots worth $100. So I don't even care about the pay anymore. I'm not gonna say I give up, because I guess I do, but the conditions make it so it's not really giving up. It's just understanding the job isn't what it was, what it seemed like, or what they tried to portray it as. Because I could complain to my boss at this point, like, I can't do the pacing, but I already know with the amount he assigns, he needs me to do the pacing, because I already tried to opt for part-time before, but he said we really need full-time, so he needs me to do the amount of work he's expecting, which is just impossible for me, or unrealistic. And the guy I was training with also said like they have a high turnover rate because the expectations are really demanding, because it's an independent job, which I love the independentness of it, but it's not really like Uber or DoorDash in the sense that just do whatever the fuck. They assign you shit. So it's not just like do what you want, because they're always gonna have the expectations and the lack of communication, and the company's like already, like, just by this video, you guys already think that like it's going to be able to be framed in a way that like it's all my fault, right? Which I'm fine with. Like, partially it's my fault, and like there comes a point where you have to accept responsibility. And like, this is, if I quit, I'm gonna be on to my 7th job, and 7 jobs from 18 to 20 is a bit ridiculous. Like, it is ridiculous, but like there's people who quit like more frequently, but it's like I can't compare myself to them. Like, I'd expect better of me, since I felt so much better before. Like, I'm on antidepressants, I'm on ADHD meds, I have therapists, a psychiatrist, and people, like family and friends, have been much more accommodating to me more recently than I was like when I initially felt my depression. So like, I thought I was turning around, and I do feel like I'm turning around, but this job like makes me feel like I'm taking 2 steps back because I couldn't stomach it, or I couldn't deal with the shit they made me do, even though it was wrong of them to do it, you know? So it's just tough for me. And you've never seen me rant like this long about a certain job, but it's like really upsetting to me that I had to do this. But like the feeling I'm feeling in my chest, it's like, plus like my friend told me it's bullshit, my mom's telling me like it's a bullshit job, and it's just like I can't really like put up with it, which is a me issue. Like, again, it's a me issue, but I have to prioritize like what I think is realistic in the long term and what I think is best for me. And I was really getting into the routine yesterday. I was really feeling happy until I got to that like measuring, surveying part where it was just bullshit. And it's just more bullshit today. So I could stick tomorrow, but like I've already like fucked up my clock. And tomorrow they're expecting me to do 2 interior inspections and 1 commercial inspection. And it's just like, I'm not getting to it, and I don't want to get to it. And it's just like, in such a short amount of time, it's just like, I just basically give up, and I accept that being like bullshit, that like I'm given these opportunities and I just let them go. And it's like a very first world issue. But and then again, I can always blame like my mental illnesses, but it's like, stop running in circles. So like, I like fully accept like how fucked my brain is to like allow me to have this amount of jobs. And it doesn't make it any better either, me like acknowledging that like most of it's on me. So like, it's just something I'm gonna have to work on, I guess. Yeah, thanks for listening to my 20-minute rant. I'm just like staring at the road, like, I guess just because I'm like gonna try to look at this and reflect on it and find something that can actually work, like no matter which way you look at it. Because this job I thought was pretty straightforward and unambiguous, but like there's a lot of stuff that I don't even know yet that they're not gonna fucking bother about training me for. So I need to find a job that's like really like obvious, that also gives me this amount of freedom. So I could do like Uber and DoorDash, I guess, but like at this point I just like feel really lost. But like I that's it. I feel lost and I feel down, but I don't feel as depressed as I did like 3 or 4 videos ago. So I just wanted to get this out there, get this out of my chest. I haven't even told my friend yet that I quit, because like he got really mad at me for quitting the other ones, because like he wants what's best for me, and like being unemployed sucks ass. But I just feel really ashamed that it had to end this way. But yeah, I already told all my friends about it, so it's just gonna feel really gross telling them that I quit again, because like I just feel like a joke at this point, like just quitting so many jobs. But yeah, I'm sorry guys, I'll just leave it there. Peace.
Damn, my goddamn nuts hurt. Bro, why are you telling me that? My bad, bro. I be saying whatever. Getting me all excited. What the fuck?
The Queen of Death. No, I'm not doing it on purpose. What do you mean? The starfish. I'm mad. The covers thief. The pillow fort.
recording. Don't you do anything to my phone. Dixie, don't, it's my phone. Dixie. Dixie.